Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. Today we read about a great heroine in the book of Judges, Jael. She's the one who slew Sisera, the commander of the army of Jabin, the king of the Canaanites. And she's a person who really gives us a great example of what it means to seize an opportunity to serve the Lord. Here she was basically at her house, and Sisera comes by. He's famished. He's exhausted. He's been running from Barak, and the commander of the army of Israel. And he comes around, and she tells him to come into the house, and he's willing to do so because Heber, her husband, was at peace with Jabin, the king of the Canaanites. And so he goes in, and she gives him some milk. She covers him, and he just basically passes out. He's so exhausted. And she takes a tent peg, and with a hammer, she drives that tent peg into his forehead, into his temple, and basically kills him. And as such, she becomes the one that overtakes this mighty commander of the army of the Canaanites. And she becomes, again, a great example of someone who seizes an opportunity. Jael could have very much gotten away with just letting Sisera go. And perhaps no one would have blamed her. For one, she was the one that actually called him into her house. She could have just let Sisera keep going. And who would have questioned her if she had let Sisera just go on about his way? Also, she was the wife of Heber, who was at peace with Jabin, the king of the Canaanites, and therefore people would understand if she would have let Sisera go, because her husband was at peace with the nation that Sisera was serving as commander of the army. And also, in that day and age, she's a woman. So no one would have really expected her to really take Sisera and kill him and slay him in that particular situation. And so here we find Jael, who could have very easily just kind of minded her own business, done her own thing, and no one would have questioned her. No one would have probably challenged her on that. But yet she sees the opportunity that was presented to her. And that becomes for us a great example. And it allows us some time to reflect on whether or not we really take hold of the opportunities that the Lord gives us. Maybe it becomes too easy just to let that opportunity go by, just as she could have just let Sisera go by, and her life would have just been, back like it was. She would have lived in the comfort of just her day-to-day routine. But she didn't. She seized the opportunity, and we have to ask ourselves, do we seize the opportunities presented us? Even though they might be challenging to us, even though they might cause us some discomfort, or perhaps might be a bit inconvenient for us, do we seize the opportunities given us? And especially in those times when no one perhaps would know whether or not we seize the opportunity, whether anyone would really question us had we let the opportunity go. But do we really seize the opportunity to serve the Lord, to fight the battles of the Lord, and to do great things for God? And we have to ask ourselves, do we really seize these types of opportunities? And hopefully Jael will be a great example for us and inspire us to, when we see opportunity to serve the Lord, to help God's people, to step forward and to take the challenge and to rise up and do the work of the Lord. So these are some things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.